My name is Artem, and I loved Christina. I loved her the way you love only once in a lifetime, when you are ready to give up everything just to see her smile. When we met, I had nothing. A tiny rented apartment, cheap shirts from discount stores, and endless late nights trying to build a future from scraps. But she was from another world. She had that effortless beauty, that confidence, that charm that could pull anyone in. And yet somehow she chose me. I never questioned why. Maybe I should have. I worked like a madman, taking every opportunity I could find. Investments, business deals, sleepless nights, chasing success. I wanted to give her the life she deserved. And I did. A luxury car, a high-rise apartment in the city, vacations on private beaches. Whatever she wanted, she got, but something changed. The more I gave, the further away she seemed. She started disappearing for hours, sometimes days, always with some excuse. A girl's night out, you wouldn't enjoy it. My phone died. Sorry, babe. Work dinner, nothing interesting. And I believed her because I couldn't imagine that the person I sacrificed so much for could betray me. But the truth has a way of revealing itself. That's how $500 much it cost for my peace of mind to shatter. I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't suspicious, I trusted her. But one night, as I glanced at her phone lying on the kitchen counter, something caught my eye. A notification. A money transfer. From someone named Andrew. Regular payments. Weekly. Same amount every time. My hands went cold. I wanted to believe it was nothing. Maybe she borrowed money from a friend. Maybe it was for some innocent reason. But deep inside, I already knew the answer. I checked her location. She always had her phone tracking on. It was a habit we both had, never out of fear, just convenience. That night she told me she was at a spa, but her location told a different story. A penthouse in the most expensive part of the city. I sat there staring at the screen, hoping, begging for a logical explanation. Then I did something I never thought I'd do. I drove there. Part of me still hoped I would find her with a friend, that it was all a misunderstanding, that I had let paranoia get the best of me. But when I arrived, I saw them standing by the elevator laughing. Him tall, well-dressed, the kind of man whose confidence drips from his pores. A man who had never spent sleepless nights building something from nothing. A man who had probably never had to fight for anything in his life. And her leaning into him, smiling in a way she hadn't smiled with me in months. Then she saw me. For a moment there was no fear in her eyes, no shame, just annoyance. Like I was an inconvenience. Artem. She exhaled as if she were exhausted, like she had been caught in something she didn't even bother to hide. The man beside her barely glanced at me. "Is this him?" he asked casually, as if I were nothing more than a minor obstacle in his night. She nodded, and then, as if it was the easiest thing in the world, she turned to me and said, "I'm sorry, but you didn't really think money was enough for me, did you?" I don't know what was worse. The betrayal. The way she didn't even try to lie. Or the realization that I had been nothing more than a stepping stone for her. I didn't say anything. There was nothing left to say. I turned around and walked away. A week later, I cancelled all her credit cards. 2 weeks later, she texted me. "You do understand, this wasn't just about money, right? Can we meet?" I never replied, because in that moment I realized something. The betrayal wasn't in her cheating. It was in the fact that I was never truly important to her at all.